I think I have a new favourite Donald Duck short cartoon. There are several that I love, but The Vanishing Private is an absolute delight, both in terms of the narrative and in terms of the animation. There's some really interesting animation that I really thoroughly enjoyed, and it's really cleverly done. And I really, really had a lot of fun with this. This was released in 1942. It's set during World War II. I wouldn't consider it propaganda as such, although of course it might encourage somebody to sign up if they think it's all about painting cannons and singing Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. It's directed by Jack King, and it stars, of course, Clarence Nash as Donald Duck and Pete as Billy Bletcher. We also have John McLeish voicing the character of the General, who appears in it a little bit, but primarily it's Pete and Donald Duck. And Donald Duck, first of all, is painting this cannon. He's painting it with stripes and polka dots, but he's just dipping the brush into the paint and that's what comes out. Kind of like tartan paint. Physically impossible, but a lot of fun to watch. And apparently that's based on the flag of Lithuania with bullet holes in it, according to Wikipedia. Not necessarily the most positive thing to display, but there we go. Donald gets into a lot of trouble for doing this. He's told that he has to try and camouflage it and make it look hidden. So he goes into this room where he finds this paint, accidentally comes across this paint that is an experimental paint to make something look invisible. He accidentally dips his finger in the paint, and the next thing he knows, he only has half a finger. And there's this really fantastic little bit of animation. I mean, in theory, it's nothing incredible, but it just made me laugh so much where there's just a straight line halfway through Donald's finger, where the rest of it is invisible by the paint. And then he wipes the middle of it, and he has a kind of the tip of his finger, and then a gap, and then the rest of his hand. I don't know why I like this so much, but I really thoroughly enjoyed that bit of animation. And then he goes off to paint the cannon, and obviously the cannon begins to disappear, and we get to see the foreground behind where the cannon once was, but Donald is inside the cannon doing this, and every now and then his butt will appear or his head will appear, as if floating in air, and it was very clever. The spacing of it, you could visualize the cannon still being there, and the dimensions and things all seem to continue to make sense, so I really thought that was very good and very well done. Accidents happen, Donald gets covered in the entire paint. He uses this opportunity to wind up Pete, who has been not the nicest person to him. And he does this by picking flowers and singing Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush, and then Pete sings that song. I challenge you to watch it and then not sing that song for the rest of the day. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. I won't say kind of how it concludes, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the narrative was a lot of fun. I thought the concept of the invisibility paint was very well utilised, and Donald in this is brilliant. I'm not 100% certain if it's my favourite Donald Duck short, but absolutely The Vanishing Private is just so much fun. I promise you will love it.